If you head to the schools, parks and stadiums, all the kids are asking the same question. How does the FIFA ranking work? This table always creates controversy and criticism, and it happens because FIFA are simply not interested in providing a clear explanation. That's why, in this video, we will explain how the formula works, step by step and with examples. But first, let's start by stating what the FIFA ranking is not. This table doesn't sort teams by titles, history, or who plays better or more attractively. This is a table of points with a simple premise. If you get good results match by match, you will go up. On the other hand, bad results will make you fall, no matter what your name is or how many stars you have on your badge. As mentioned, the FIFA ranking is a table of points different from what we're used to. Conventionally, if you win or draw, you get points, and if you lose, you stay the same. But here, victories will give you points, while losses will take them off you. In case of a draw, you can gain or lose, as we will see later in this video. Similarly, not all matches and results are worth the same. We are accustomed to get the same points regardless of the opponent or competition. But here, how many points you gain or lose is calculated with this formula, where I is the importance of the match, R is the result, and RE is something called the expected result. Let's have a look at them one by one. First, we have the importance of the match. Friendlies are worth 5 points when they're played outside the official international windows, and 10 when they're inside them. The group stage and quarterfinals of the Nations League have a value of 15. Semi-finals and finals of the Nations League, as well as qualifiers for continental competitions and the World Cup, are worth 25. Continental competitions such as the Euros or Copa America have a value of 35 up until the round of 16 and 40 from the quarterfinals onwards. Finally, we have the most important competition, the World Cup. It's 50 points for the group stage and round of 16 and 60 from the quarterfinals onwards. Then we have the result. If the game ends in 90 or 120 minutes, you get 1 point for a win, half a point for a draw and 0 for a defeat. If it goes to penalties, the winner gets 0.75 points and the loser half a point. Finally, we have something called the expected result, which we get with this formula. I know, it looks complicated, but all we need to know is this DP, which is the difference in points between the teams playing. For example, if a team with 1600 points faces a team with 1400, the difference is 200. We plug that number into the formula and we will get a value between 0 and 1. In this case, it's 0.68. Now we have everything we need and we can calculate how many points we gain or lose in each match. Let's now see a couple of real examples to illustrate all of this.
You really think you can do all that bullshit you just said?
Let's take two recent-ish Mexico games. In October 2023, they played a friendly against Ghana. El Tri had 1661 points and the Africans 1400, so the difference was 261. We plug that into the formula of the expected result and we get 0.73. The other two values are quite easy. Mexico won the game, so the result is 1, and the match was played in an official international window, so its importance was 10. We now have all the data we need, we just have to substitute in the formula and we get that with that win, Mexico gained 2.68 points, which we will add to what they had before the game, and these are their new points. And how about Ghana? For them, the difference in points was minus 261, so we plug that into the formula including the sign, which gives us an expected result of 0.23. They lost the game, so the result is 0, and the importance of the game remains 10. Solving this, we get that Ghana lost 2.68 points, which we subtract and get these new points. As we can see, the points gained by Mexico are exactly the same as those lost by Ghana. That is no coincidence, because with a few exceptions that we will see later, this formula is a zero-sum system, meaning that one team's gain is another team's loss. Let's see another example. In their following game, Mexico played Germany. The difference in points between them was only 21, which gave Mexico an expected result of 0.52. The game ended in a draw, so in the result we put 0.5 and the importance was 10, as it was also played inside a window. Doing the number crunching, we have that Mexico lost 0.2 points. We subtract that and end up with these new points. As we have seen, because this is a zero-sum system, Germany gained those 2 tenths. This leads us to a feature of this formula. If you draw against a team above you in the table, you get points, but if it's against someone below, you lose points. There is another important feature of this formula. More recently, in the CONCACAF Nations League final, the United States beat Mexico for a gain of 12 points. However, despite the defeat, Mexico did not lose any points. This is because if you lose a game in a knockout stage round, you don't lose points. FIFA's reasoning to include this rule is to protect the points you earn in any previous rounds. Now, in case of a win, the higher the opponent is in the table, the more points you will get. Beating France will earn you more points than a win over New Zealand. Similarly, the more important the context of the match, the more points you will get, even if it's the same opponent. For example, if Mexico beat Panama in a friendly, they will get 3 points, but if they do it in the final stages of the Nations League, that will be 8 points. And if they meet at the Gold Cup, that win will give Mexico 13 points. On the other hand, when you lose, the lower your opponent is in the table, the more points it will cost you. Losing to Malta or the Faroe Islands is far more costly than losing to Wales. Similarly, the more important the match, the more costly it will be. Losing to the Faroe Islands in the qualifiers costs more than in a friendly. And here are a few examples of that. At the last World Cup, Brazil and Argentina's shocking defeats to Cameroon and Saudi Arabia respectively cost them more than 39 points each. Other competitions have also produced huge exchange of points. When Poland and Austria lost to Moldova and Latvia in the qualifiers for the Euros, they lost more than 20 points. Continental competitions have also had their fair share of shocking results. Tunisia and Algeria lost more than 27 points each after being defeated by Namibia and Mauritania at the most recent African Cup of Nations. Finally, here's another interesting aspect of this formula that will certainly cause controversy. The difference in points between Argentina and Portugal is 110. If they play a friendly and La Albiceleste win, they will get 4 points. Now here comes the interesting part. The difference between Mexico and Austria is pretty much the same, meaning that if they also play a friendly and Mexico win, they will get the same points. Now if we look at all these teams, the difference between them is virtually the same, so the gain will be the same. Therefore, Fiji will get the same points for beating Brunei as Argentina would for a win over Portugal. This is because the formula doesn't look at the names, but simply at the points. Same difference, same reward. These are the basic principles of the formula. As we can see, there are no conspiracies behind this, it's just some simple maths. The formula doesn't care what your name is. If you have good results, you will go up, but if you have bad results, you will tumble down the order. It is important to understand how the FIFA ranking works because this is how FIFA will determine the pots for the World Cup draw, and here on Cambio de Juego we will follow it closely to understand how and why every team is where they are, so keep an eye on this channel, our Twitter account and our website. Cheers!